Wealth isn't random. It is behavioral. This is the scarcity divide, where wealth strategy meets psychology. Most people think scarcity is about money. It is not. Scarcity is an identity, and once it forms, it quietly shapes every financial decision you make. You can increase someone's income. You can give them opportunity. You can hand them resources. But if their identity is rooted in scarcity, they will shrink back to it. That is the scarcity identity. It is not about how much you earn. It is about what you believe is normal for you. Here is how it forms. Scarcity. Identity usually starts early. Maybe money was tight growing up. Maybe risk was discouraged. Maybe stability was praised above all else. Maybe failure was punished. Over time, the brain builds a pattern. Safety equals survival. And that pattern does not disappear when income rises. It adapts. You get a raise, but you feel anxious spending or investing. You build savings, but you fear losing it more than you value growing it. You want wealth, but you subconsciously protect your current level. Because deep down, growth feels unsafe. This is why some people sabotage promotions. They avoid investment risk entirely. They underprice their skills. They stay in careers they dislike. They hoard cash but never build assets. Not because they lack intelligence, because their identity is protecting familiarity. And familiarity often equals limitation. Here is the psychological mechanism behind it. Your brain prefers predictability over potential, even if your current situation is mediocre, even if you want more. Predictability feels controllable. Potential feels volatile. Volatility triggers fear. So the scarcity identity whispers, do not risk it. Be grateful. Stay realistic. Do not get ahead of yourself. It sounds responsible, but often it is defensive. Now connect this to the comfort ceiling. The comfort ceiling is the level where you stop pushing. The scarcity identity is the internal story that keeps you there. One is behavioral, the other is psychological. Together, they form the divide. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Some people do not stay broke because they lack opportunity. They stay small because they cannot emotionally tolerate expansion. Growth creates exposure. More money means bigger decisions, larger stakes, public visibility, and higher expectations. That can feel threatening. So they unconsciously reduce themselves to fit what feels safe. Look at lottery winners. Many lose everything. Not because they did not understand math, because their identity could not handle scale. The money was new. The mindset was not. And identity always wins. Now make this practical. How do you know if you have a scarcity identity? Ask yourself. Do you fear losing money more than you value multiplying it? Do you avoid calculated risk even when the upside is asymmetric? Do you default to safety even when stagnation is guaranteed? Do you downplay ambition to avoid judgment? Do you feel uncomfortable when your income rises? If so, it is not a financial problem. It is an identity problem. And identity can change. Not through motivation, through exposure. You raise your tolerance for volatility. You normalize growth. You build skill-based confidence. You take small, asymmetric bets. You gradually rewrite what feels normal. Because wealth expansion is not about luck. It is about expanding what your nervous system can handle. That is the real divide. Not money. Tolerance. Here is the final shift. Scarcity says, protect what you have. Wealth strategy says, build what you can lose and still survive. That is a different mindset. One protects. The other compounds. If you do not change identity, no strategy will save you, because you will sabotage it. Before leverage, before investing, before entrepreneurship, identity comes first, always. So the question is simple. Are you protecting familiarity, or are you building what you can lose and still survive? Which identity are you choosing today? If this changed how you think about money, subscribe, because the divide isn't financial, it's psychological. This is the Scarcity Divide.